So her self-care was they're gonna get married, and her self-care was she's not attending the wedding. Like anything that has to do with her friend and the relationship, nothing.
Hello, welcome again to another episode of the Messy Drawer podcast. Today we are talking about, it's a very positive topic. It's a topic that Sharon and I both enjoy to talk about. It's a kind of a self-help. We are talking about self-care, the things that we do to look after ourselves and things that bring us pleasure and joy in life. Yeah, I think that is it, isn't it? Things that we really like that makes us feel better about ourselves.
Oh, God, it's needed, especially during this time, isn't it?
Oh God, yes.
So what do you think about when you think about self-care?
Many things, many things. Whether it's what you eat, when you go to bed, working out. There's so many to us, a human being, that we need to look after, I think.
Do you know what I hate? I hate when people determine what self-care means. So exactly how you just put it, it's like it's a personal thing. Because I saw someone tweet like having a bubble bath and then having pizza and wine is not self-care. Working out is self-care because being healthy and blah blah blah. I get where she was coming from, but it's like,
what if working out makes me miserable and bubble bath and pizza and wine make me feel really nice about myself?
It's about making you feel nice in that moment, I suppose.
Things that make you happy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you put it right. Like, and I think it's necessary every day. Sometimes you don't have time to do it, but if you do, I think it's necessary every day. It doesn't have to be something, as Najma said, it can be sleeping the right hours, going to bed on time, reading a book. It doesn't have to be something really extreme.
I think people, and I have said this a million times, I'm going to sound like a broken record. People are trying to sell you something all the time. Everything's marketed, and so everything you do, you have to spend money on.
So yeah, you don't even have to spend money on it.
Yeah, if you want to do self-care, go to the gym. There's someone to pay, and put on this facial thing. No, self-care sometimes means
shopping. That's paying. It's just as you say. Yeah, sometimes it just means being at home.
Yeah, you need to be intellectually stimulated. You need to be like everywhere. There's a lot of things that we need to take care of when it comes to ourselves.
When I think of self-care, the first thing I think of is relaxing. That to me, I feel at peace. Especially after work, you just want to relax. You want to kick back and relax. Put on some Netflix. Put on like a reality trash TV show.
When I'm at work, I can get overwhelmed pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I work in customer service, and you have to have this fake persona that you're like a robot. And when I come to work, I just feel like my brain might explode at any given second. So what I do now that I found helped me, and I could very much consider self-care, I come home, I go to the bedroom, I turn off the lights, draw the curtains, dark room, put my phone away, and just sit there, not sleep anything, just sit there for about 30 minutes or light. Yeah. I feel refreshed.
I do that in the morning, just collecting your thoughts, gathering your thoughts, just centering yourself.
A moment of stillness.
It's important. Self-care is anything to...
What would you say is something you recommend if someone's struggling that will help?
That's what you just said. Having a moment to yourself. Nothing distracting you, just basically just center yourself, just like have a moment to gather your thoughts. And whether it's 30 minutes, whether even like a lunchtime at work, sometimes I need to spend lunch by myself just so that I can, as you said, dealing with customers, even though I don't deal with them anymore, but before when I was in my office, at my old job, I had to have lunch by myself to calm down, think properly, and just relax.
Yeah.
Meditate. Do you know what? I can't meditate. But when I try it, what's that app called? I'm sure you've seen the app. It's a popular one. But anyway, it's a popular one. Anyway, yeah, it's like a meditating thingy, and at first it's like obviously you're not gonna get it straight away. Your mind's not gonna wander and blah blah blah.
I wonder, like when you start silent meditation, your mind will wander. And the idea is not to completely stop your mind from wandering. It's to bring it back.
Oh, okay.
Realize it's gone, bring it back. Focus on your breathing. Your mind will go and you start wandering. But as long as you bring it back, it will go and then you bring it back. That is the key. And eventually your moment of stillness get longer and your mind wandering gets shorter.
So you advise it?
Yeah. There's no fault in, I find really helpful. I struggle to sleep. I'm never really a heavy sleeper. I wake up really quickly. I don't go to sleep easily. I got into audiobooks.
I can't do it.
And at night when I go to bed, I have it low volume and I just listen to my book, and I put a timer on, about 30 minutes or so timer for it to stop itself. And I just listen to the book and it soothes me, and I'm like, it's like someone telling you a story. I feel like honestly a child being told a bedtime story.
I can relate, because although it's so weird because I can't do audiobooks, but I do like, okay, let's say podcasts or whatever, because I don't really necessarily have to pay attention to it. You know what I mean?
But I struggle to sleep, and that has been really helpful. And I've been reading such fantasy, well, listening to, not really reading. And I have the physical book, and in the morning when I am at work or whatever, I would just start where my audio left.
Okay, that's it.
Telling people, no, I have had enough when you've had enough.
Drawing a line, like setting a boundary. 100%.
Because if you don't do that, they will do something to annoy you. And when you're angry, you're left with your thoughts. And you overplay this. And when I'm annoyed at someone, I have nightmares about them. That's all I can think.
Like,
yeah, like,
no way. So you're kind of resenting them.
Yeah.
And they don't even know.
They come into my sleep.
Yo.
So I had to learn to, like, set boundaries, clear boundaries, because it was affecting me. And I was no longer relaxed. I would wake up exhausted in the morning, like, and I see them like, oh God, not them again. So that is I would say,
really
top priority self-care, to set boundaries. If you are someone who lets things, you know what, your mind.
I was in a clubhouse thingy last night, and I heard someone say their best friend's husband was cheating on her friend. So obviously, as friends, bless you, as friends, we are so protective of our friends. You don't want anyone to hurt your friends' feelings. Yeah. Sometimes as friends, we speak too quickly. Like, I'll be like, Nashma, oh my God, this boy did this to me. And all of a sudden, you're not going to like him anymore. But I may have forgiven him. So if I forgive him and you're still holding that against him, our friendship can get affected.
100%.
But it can, because you care about me, because you think he's a dog. And what is.
Yeah.
So anyway, he doesn't believe in the friendship. So her self-care was, they're going to get married, and her self-care was she's not attending the wedding. Like anything that has to do with her friend and the relationship, nothing. Because she doesn't want to be a part of it. We can be friends, but just don't talk about your husband. Don't invite me anywhere your husband is, which is a bit, I don't know how that friendship is going to end up.
It's tricky.
But honestly, self-care could be cutting people off. It could be putting a boundary like, listen, that could be that's your husband, that's your boyfriend, that's your friend, but they're not. I don't want them in my life. So,
Not only just cutting, so it can be befriending people that you like. If you see someone you like and you're like, you're my kind of person, I could get so much from you. I would be happy if I was your friend. Go and be their friend.
and quitting a job. That's a tricky one because it's not easy to just quit a job, is it?
Prioritize. And not prioritize, what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? Weigh out the pros and cons of each. If you stay at this job, what is the cons? Yes, it's horrible for your mental health. Okay, that's a terrible one. The pros is paying you some money so you can go and do the things that you like.
Yeah.
If you quit the job, your mental health might improve. Good pro. But you no longer have money, and that you might end up in the streets.
Which is gonna end up affecting your mental health.
Yeah. So you have to kind of weigh out which one has the greater pain and which one has the greater pleasure, however little that pleasure is. But you shouldn't stay at a job you hate. Work to get out of it, I think. Would you say that?
Yeah, 100%. We spend too much time at our jobs. So, but
that's brand.
I don't play with mental health, but also don't play with money because money is always where things begin. I believe
money is tied to mental health.
Yeah. So I don't know how much I would advise people to quit if the job is. It's up to you. If you can't take it, then you can't take it. Not having money is just.
Think.
I don't know if it's a good thing.
No, it's not though, Sharon. Not having this idea that money doesn't make you happy, money can't make you happy. Yes, there's some happiness that can't be obtained with money, but when you have money, you have access to a lot of things, and we shouldn't shame people for it. You have access to better diet. You have access to these gyms people keep pushing. You have access to a lot of things.
Better health.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Therapy for if you are struggling. There are a lot of things without money. You don't have anything
that you're in is 10 times worse.
Yeah.
And when you have it, of course, there's certain things that money can't buy. We know that.
There are plenty.
But I don't know why people say that. Like, it's like those things that money can't buy also affect people who don't have money. It's like, yeah. So it's kind of like, so if they're going through it, then they're going through it 10 times hard. So we know money can't buy happiness, but money buys.
Money to make you feel better about yourself.
Comfort.
To make you forget whatever it is momentarily. This person don't even have that. Now, I think it's really important to have a job. And some jobs are horrible out there. And if you're an employer, I don't think any employers are watching our videos, but some of you might become future employers, you know, rooting for you. Be aware of the people around and what the colleagues are going through. Honestly.
The work environment is just...
Yeah, it can be toxic and it shouldn't be. Talking about working out stuff.
I'm aching right now.
A lot of people have insecurities thanks to social media, magazines, whatever it is that they shove at us, have caused a lot of insecurities. If such insecurities are impacting you and your health and your self-esteem, do what you need to do appropriately and a healthy way, I would say, to be where you want to be and where you'd be happy. And I think that's self-care. Whether that's going to the gym to lose weight, cutting your hair in a way that makes you happy. I don't know, a lot of things. But if you're doing things in a healthy way and appropriately, that is you looking after yourself and caring for yourself. I would say, I well and truly consider it self-care, removing toxic things from your life, your phone, everything. If Instagram is poisoning your mind, delete it.
Instagram, yeah. Oh, listen, you need to discipline yourself when it comes to Instagram. Honestly, like if you on your Instagram and your average hours is 3 hours, that's a problem to me. 3 hours a day on Instagram. Like, okay, some people use it for work.
Yeah.
Some people are
That's your source of income. Good for you.
it depends what you're looking at. It's true, the images you're looking at. But if you're on there and you're feeling insecure and you're on there for hours and hours, you can control that, honestly. You can control that easy.
It's an addiction. Take steps to stopping it. I understand some people might not be able to just switch off like that, but
you might be looking at something that's making me feel shit.
Take the steps to make it bettering yourself. Also, I am a true believer in complimenting yourself. I know this will make me sound big-headed or whatever, but the things I don't like about myself, I tell myself I like that looks nice, and eventually I learn to like it.
I think it's okay to not like everything about your body.
It's fine. It's fine.
Honestly, it's okay you don't have to love everything on your body. I don't even think it's possible.
I love my body because it's honestly, well and truly, it's keeping me alive. And I don't understand how people don't get this. My legs get me, however chunky they might be, get me from A to B.
Not people are seeing.
However, whatever they are you? It's difficult. Don't hate yourself. It's not good for anybody for you to hate yourself.
Well, if the self-hate is not about how I look.
Okay, give me an example.
What if some people just don't like themselves?
Ooh. I don't like about personally, I don't like mess or dirt. I get easily disgusted. I'm also a lazy person, so it's a bit of a dilemma for me.
I think everyone can relate to that one, Najma. We all want clean things, but it's like, who's gonna clean it though?
No, but honestly, when I see mess, I get agitated. But I am lazy as hell. So I don't like about myself the fact that I can be lazy all the time. So I made conscious decisions that yes, I'm comfortable, I'm warm, whatever, I'm watching TV, that I get myself up, that I push myself. And it is becoming now, I'm getting less lazy, honestly, and I'm getting happier, oddly enough. I'm stopping myself things I thought I enjoyed, which was doing nothing. And I'm like, oh, why am I doing this to myself? And in split second, I do feel miserable.
Before you do it?
Yeah, before I do it, I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. But once I do, or even while I'm doing it, I become happier because I no longer have to accept things that I didn't enjoy.
Discipline is the hardest. Disciplining yourself is one of the hardest things to do. Like nothing is really easy. Like I don't know why people think it's something should be easy for us to get it done. Like this, it's like nothing is easy. Like we just force ourselves. It's like a discipline thing. Like if I don't work out, I'm not gonna have this six-pack. If I don't get up to wash the plates, the sink's gonna be full and dirty. And
we're adults. A lot of things are miserable, but we have to do that.
You have to do it. You have to do it. And guess what? After you've done it, as Najma said, you feel so good about yourself. I know Najma said try to stay off social media, but I actively follow things that I know are never gonna make me insecure anyway, but actually do the opposite. Like for instance, I follow right now. I'm kind of obsessed with working out. I wouldn't say working out. I'm kind of just obsessed with like being flexible. And Bretman Rock, he's always on social media working out and blah. And every time I see his story, I feel like I want to get up and do something.
Yeah.
So I think the images that you're showing yourselves really can control you. So feed yourself positive things and
Positivity.
find people that make you feel good.
Stand up for yourself.
Self-care. Oh, self-care is holding yourself responsible as well, because you don't want people around you to get tired of you. So for instance, I have a habit of getting too drunk.
We love that for it.
I've honestly decided, moving forward, I know I've said this before, but now I really mean it. Moving forward, 2 drinks maximum.
A lot of people give into FOMO. If your friends are going on holiday and they say, do you want to come? And you might be able to afford it and you have that cash, but if it's not a necessity, and holidays do make you happy. I love going on holidays with my friends. They make me really happy and we create a lot of memory. But think about, would this put me in debt? Don't let people lead you. Be a person of your own, because later on, only you will deal with your suffering, no one else. Your friends, you've had your holiday, it was fun, but now you have to deal with the fact that you can't pay your rent.
See,
at 15 to care for yourself.
What's 15? Yeah, 10.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
You go first.
I asked you. And this doesn't have to be specific to what was going on in your life then. General advice of how to be happy, of what you know now.
I would say, even though I was being that, but sometimes I was afraid to. Do you know what? I moved schools in it, so it's kind of hard to join a new school. I moved in end of year 8, so year 9, basically. So I would say it's okay to be yourself. Even though I was that, but I feel like at times it was quite difficult to be yourself because you feel like you'll be judged. Be yourself through and through. And I always hated being quiet and being shy. And it's not because I was quiet and shy, it's just that though I was around people with much bigger personalities and I felt like, why can't I be like that? But you know what, when I look back, I'm like, it wasn't me. And if I did that, it would have been so, but at that time it made me feel so horrible. Like, oh yeah, like I'm always in the background, I'm always quiet, but I had to realize like they had bigger personalities and that's just not me anyway. Be yourself, it's okay to be you. And your friends, your group of friends is fine.
Amen.
Just be comfortable with whatever situation you've got going on and stop looking at other people. The grass isn't greener. That's what I was basically, to wrap it up. The grass is not greener.
And if the grass is greener elsewhere, water your own grass.
Water your own grass. That's what I tell you. That's what I tell young Sharon, 15-year-old Sharon.
That's a good advice.
What would you say?
Remove yourself from where you're not appreciated.
Go where you're.
Respect.
Yeah.
People don't. So when I was younger, and I think because we were young, as Black children, we and still are subjected to a lot of trauma. A lot of people don't realize what they're saying are quite horrible. And I do wish, and this is not a fault of my own, I was young and people should have known better. Yeah. And even if they were children, their parents should have taught them enough. That wasn't a normal thing to say to anybody. And I wish I had spoken up a lot of things, because now thinking back, I'm like, that was really unacceptable. For people to treat me that way. And I'm still learning, but setting clear boundaries for what's okay to say to me and what isn't. So stand your ground, know who you are at your core, and nothing will hurt you.
I feel like that is such a thing.
The people who spend 10 minutes with me know what they can and cannot say around me. And I love that now. And it's something that I'm learning. And I'm just now learning all of that. And I just, yeah, as a child, that's what I would say. Know who you are, stand up for yourself. And tell people when they're being stupid, set boundaries.
Set bloody boundaries.
Whether it's family, friends, and don't be friends with people who are idiots.
And as kids, you know, as I said, like popular kids and people who are making the loud noise, you always want to be a part of that. But be you, honestly. And I don't regret never stepping out of character and being someone else. But I just felt like the grass was greener. Like, oh my God, it's not.
No, it is not. And if you look after yourself and you look after your good friendships, you're good. You're good. Yeah. Look after what's important. Yourself, first and foremost, and the friendships that really are worth.
Valuable.
Yeah.
And friendship is valuable. Some people just, anyway. It's annoying.
Okay, I think, do you have anything to add?
No, that's it. I think we ended on a good note. I like that. Good night. Good night. Well, whatever time you're watching this.
Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Well, thank you for joining us again. We really appreciate you. Thank you for sticking around. If you are joining for the first time, what as they say, like and subscribe. We are the Messy Draw Podcast.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Sharon. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next week. Bye.